Extreme E is back, and in this video I'm going to be talking about it, well, the first round in Saudi Arabia, as well as something wider to do with an issue that the series still has as it has just opened its second season. Let's start off by talking about some of the big stories where we saw Nasser Al-Attiyah on his debut collide with Carlos Sainz, and Sainz very unimpressed with the collision, especially because, well, according to Sainz, Al-Attiyah never came over and said sorry. I found that a really interesting kind of way for the man known as El Matador to be behaving, especially around somebody who's been like a long-time rival of his in Dakar. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who are quite new to the series in terms of competition, and some of them have done a really good start to proceedings. I'd say Al-Attiyah actually has done quite a good first event. Someone else who's done a good first event in terms of competition is long-time Extreme E reserve driver Tamara Molinaro. She managed to get the Excite car so close to making the final. It was when Ollie Bennett hit the flag that meant that RXR ended up getting through to the final, who ended up going on to win the event. And at the same time, a fantastic start for McLaren until in the final, Tanner Faust overdrove it and went into the back of the RXR machine and rolled. I mean, that might have helped RXR get the win, because it probably took some weight off the back of that Odyssey 21. But we don't know. At the end of the day, we were lucky we still had one of those two cars able to keep going. What I will say, though, is it's been a fun watch. I watched through the highlights instead of watching it live, and I'll get back to that in a moment. It's a shame to see the Andretti car with Hansen behind the wheel rolling, especially because that seems like such a rare mistake for Hansen to make. Here, Camel Grass just flipped. But overall, 5-car final, first-time final for McLaren. They've got to be happy with that. Chip Ganassi being able to bring it home in fourth, that will be a good one for them. Actually, Sainz so close to winning, that would have been only our third winner in Extreme E. But instead it went the way of RXR again. Christopherson just doing an absolute masterclass, and Alan Kotlinski showing why she got the call up to RXR. Because she did pretty much a direct swap, because she was a JBXE, and now Molly Taylor's a JBXE who was at RXR last season. And X44, well, they showed some good pace, but I mean, they struggled last time out in Saudi Arabia. What I was interested by was the lack of all of the sand being kicked up. I actually don't know what went into it. I'm hoping it wasn't that they, put water in the sand. I'm hoping they went to just somewhere with denser sand so it wasn't kicking up so much of a storm. But that's nothing like the kind of problems that I find with how Extreme E is. And to be honest, it's not actually on the fault of the competition. I think the competition's good. I think the format is quite good as well. But I didn't see anything in terms of points for the teams based off of how they were doing in terms of sustainability, which is different to last season. But my problem is that it's still not promoted well. This should be a big thing to promote, especially with the likes of McLaren joining. You have a team that chose Extreme E over Formula E, even if they still could go into FE. They chose to do Extreme E first. You've got car manufacturers in the likes of Cupra in terms of premium brands. You've also got Hummer still, I believe, involved with Ganassi. You could easily see so much more involvement from these teams, and we do to a degree already. But the important problem is it's not being promoted properly. I mean, here in the UK, I actually didn't know what broadcaster it was on. I presumed it was on BBC and Sky like last season. That might be on me that I didn't see it was on ITV, which meant that I can't actually watch the final back because of the way that their on-demand service works. I can't actually watch the final back, and it was a couple of hours ago. The highlights are already out, but I can't watch it, and it was on ITV1. I mean, the BBC don't give any kind of proper commitment to these sports. I mean, Formula E, they had the right to in the UK for forever, and they never put it on terrestrial TV. At least on Channel 4 they put the races on there. But I don't know what else to say, really. It's been a problem that Extreme E has constantly had, and in Season 1 it had it in regards to what was it that was the big problem in Season 1? Oh, it was that they didn't really promote the title battles. You had a different championship for the drivers, and they never really talked about that. They only talked about the team's championship, and even then it was kind of vague. They're doing that better this year. but they're still not doing it particularly great. It's a problem that Formula E suffers from as well. Like, they need to spend more time or more resources investing in promotion. Because you can't just do the build it and they'll come strategy. That's not going to work when you're looking at motorsport. Especially because, for me, the only time I knew Extreme E was happening was, I think Wednesday or Thursday, I opened up like Instagram and I saw somebody going, oh, it's our first race. I think it might have been Emma Gilmore or it might have even been McLaren themselves. Might have even been Tamara Molinaro, but either way, it wasn't from Extreme E themselves. F1 and WRC do a fantastic job of this. Extreme E need to get on it. And it is something the Formula E also suffers from, in my opinion, but not to this degree. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.